There's this common idea that some people are creative types and, well, the rest of us just aren't. What if I told you that's a complete myth? Today, we're diving into creative confidence, this powerful idea that creativity isn't some magic gift you're born with. It's a skill, a muscle, something that anyone, and I mean anyone, can build. And we're about to find out exactly how. So let me just ask you straight up. Do you think of yourself as a creative type? If you paused for even a second, or if your gut reaction was, no, you are in good company. So many of us put ourselves in the analytical or practical box. But what if that whole division is just made up? Let's get into a story that might just blow that idea up for you. All right, let's meet our main character, Doug Dietz. Doug's an industrial designer over at GE Healthcare, and at this point in our story, he's on top of the world. He's just spent years of his life developing this brand new, cutting-edge MRI machine. I mean, from an engineering perspective, this thing was a masterpiece. But then one day, he's visiting a hospital, to see his baby in action, and everything changes. He sees a family, and their little girl is just sobbing, absolutely terrified. Her parents are trying to gently push her towards the machine, but she's just not having it. And in that one moment, Doug saw his creation through her eyes. He hadn't designed a medical marvel. He had designed a scary monster. So this moment sent him down a rabbit hole. And what he finds is, honestly, it's shocking. He discovers that a whopping 80% of kids who needed an MRI had to be sedated just to get through the scan. And just like that, his whole world flips. All that pride he had in the tech, it just evaporated. And it was replaced by this deep, powerful empathy for the little kids his machine was scaring half to death. So what does he do? He takes this new feeling to a workshop on human-centered design, and he comes back with a radical idea. He wasn't going to redesign the technology, he was going to redesign the experience. He turned the MRI machine into a pirate ship. The room became the ocean, and the whole scan was an adventure to find buried treasure. He even made other themes, like a spaceship adventure. And the results? Oh, they were just staggering. Pediatric sedation rates dropped from 80% all the way down to 10%. Patient satisfaction, it skyrocketed by 90%. By putting the human at the center of the problem, Doug solved something technology alone never could. This right here is creative confidence in action. Now, Doug's story is amazing for sure, but it's more than just inspiring. It's actually a perfect blueprint for all of us to unlock our own inner innovator. And it all starts with this first big idea. You've got to flip your mindset. It's about dropping that I'm not creative label for good and stepping into creative confidence. So at the core of this whole thing are two completely different ways of seeing the world. On one side, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the voice that says, hey, you are what you are. You're either good at math or you're not. But on the other side, you've got the growth mindset, which says, nope, my abilities are like muscles. I can grow them with practice. Creative confidence lives and breathes in the growth mindset camp. So what is creative confidence, really? Let's be clear. It's got nothing to do with being artistic or being the next Picasso. It's much deeper than that. It is the simple, powerful belief that you, yes, you can create change. It's the conviction that you can see a problem and figure out a way to make it better. It's about turning your ideas into actual reality. Okay, so believing you can do something is one thing, but actually doing it, that's a whole different ballgame. And that brings us to the biggest, baddest monster we all have to face, daring to fail. This is all about making that intentional shift from being driven by fear to acting with courage. Let's just call it what it is. This is the thing that stops almost all of us, right? We are so scared of looking stupid, of messing up, of what our friends or boss or whoever will think. This fear is an absolute creativity killer. It keeps us stuck on the well-paved, boring road instead of exploring the exciting, unknown territory where all the cool stuff happens. So, how in the world do we beat this fear? Well, there's this brilliant process from a psychologist named Albert Bandura called guided mastery. The idea isn't to take some huge, terrifying leap of faith. Nope. It's all about taking a series of tiny, manageable steps. You start with something small, something you know you can do, you succeed, and that little win gives you the juice to try something just a little bit harder. It's like building a ladder to courage, one small win at a time.
Bandura actually used this to help people overcome really intense phobias, like a fear of snakes. He'd have them start by just looking at a snake from across the room, then maybe get a little closer, and step by step he'd guide them until they could eventually touch it. The lesson is so powerful. To conquer the fear, eventually you may have to take that first real step. You may have to touch the snake. So I'll ask you, what's a small, creative snake you could decide to touch this week?
So once you start building up that courage, it's time to take the leap. This part is all about getting out of our own heads, moving away from the cozy comfort of endless planning and into the real power of just doing. You know this trap, right? It's called the knowing-doing gap. We research and strategize and make spreadsheets for our spreadsheets, but we never actually start the thing. It's analysis paralysis. The cure? A bias for action. It's a mindset that says, let's learn by doing. Let's launch something quick and dirty and see what happens.
The team that created the news app, Pulse, oh man, they are the poster children for this. They totally embraced a do-something mindset. Instead of a 50-page business plan, they prototyped their idea with Post-it notes. They showed it to people right away to get feedback. And here's the kicker. They launched their app to learn from real users, not because they thought it was perfect. This shows how having constraints, like a crazy deadline, can actually force you to be more creative, not less.
All right, we've talked mindset, we've talked courage, we've talked action. Now let's put it all together. How do you really embrace this confidence and weave creativity into your daily life so it becomes a habit?
Here are 4 super simple, super practical exercises you can start, right now. First, keep a bug list. Seriously, just a running list of little things in your day that annoy you. Every one of those annoyances is a problem just waiting for a creative solution. Next, try the 30 circles exercise. Just draw 30 circles on a piece of paper, set a timer for 3 minutes, and try to turn as many as you can into recognizable objects. It's a great little brain warm-up. Third, set a ridiculously small goal, like just writing down one new idea a day. And finally, change your language. Instead of saying, we can't do that, start asking, how might we do that? In the end, it really all boils down to this. Creative confidence isn't something you can just think your way into. It's something you have to act your way into. It's built brick by brick, with every small, successful action you take, one after the other. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Not someday, not next week. After everything we've talked about, what is the one small, creative action you are going to take today?